What's up guys, this is TechNewbie here, and today Apple has started their media event for their new iDevices. So let's start with the new iPhone. So to much my surprise, the new iPhone was not called the new iPhone like the new iPad, but instead it was called the iPhone 5 as rumors pretty much showed, and the media event invitation showed too. So the iPhone itself has a 326 ppi Retina display. It is 4 inches. Its display is 1136 by 640 resolution, same width but taller. So you're gonna have this, but it's gonna be a bit taller. It's the world's thinnest smartphone, says Phil. It's 112 grams, 20% lighter than the 4S, and it's the thinnest and lightest iPhone yet. It's only 7.6 millimeters thick, 18% thinner than before. So it's gonna be really thin. Obviously, I have a case on, so it's gonna look thicker. So since it has a new resolution, the old apps will have to run in a letterbox format, while the new apps are going to get updated to work with the new display. So there's new features like ultra fast wireless, which includes GPRS, Edge, EVDO, HSPA, HSPA Plus, DC-HSDPA, and finally LTE, 4G LTE basically. So wireless supports 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz for up to 150 megabits per second. Sorry, I got cut off there. So it's going to have a A6 chip processor, which is 2 times faster CPU and 2 times faster graphics than the A5 chip processor. The battery life will be 8 hours of 3G or LTE talk time or browsing, 10 hours of Wi-Fi browsing, 10 hours of video, 40 hours of music, and 225 hours of standby. So that's a lot, an improvement from the larger battery. Camera wise, it's gonna have the same 8 megapixel 3264 by 2448 resolution, not resolution but yeah, backside illuminated sensor, 5 element lens, same as the iPhone 4S but thinner. So everything's pretty much thinner. Now they have the panorama feature, so you can pretty much take wide angle screenshots, 1080p HD video recording, face detection. You can now finally take photos while recording, improved video stabilization, so no more shaky camera. 720 HD FaceTime camera, so we no longer have to put up with the VGA resolution, face detection, and FaceTime over cellular networks. Unlike AT&T, AT&T will charge you. There's going to be 3 microphones, top, bottom, and then at the back. Cabling, so they're going to get rid of the standard dock that we've been used to for the last 9 years, and they're going to use a new cable called Lightning, which is the small little cable. You know, have you been seeing on ModMyi or Mac Rumors that have the little small cable? So they're going to use that. And Apple's going to release a new adapter for the old docks. They haven't said the pricing yet, but it's most likely going to be maybe $20 or $30 just for an adapter. So that's pretty much it for the new iPhone. So what we're going to talk about is iOS 6. And what they pretty much like about iOS 6 is just a new map application that's going to replace Google Maps, the Passbook, pretty much tickets, and Siri. So Siri is, you can now pretty much ask her like recommended movies and such, so more detailed or more questions, as I said. And final details about the iPhone: it's gonna have a white version. The white version will have a raw aluminum back, and the black one will have a black anodized backing. I hope I'm not saying that right. Anodized backing. So the prices is gonna have the same pricing as the iPhone 4S, which is $199 for the 16 gigabyte, 32 gigabytes for $299, and 64 gigabytes will run for $399. That's for a 2-year contract. The early upgrade, I believe it's $399 for the 16 gigabyte, $499 for the 32 gigabyte, and $599 for the 64 gigabyte. The iPhone 4 is now free with contract, and the iPhone 4S is going to be $999, and I believe it's going to be the 8 gigabyte model. I haven't checked that yet, but it's most likely going to be 8 gigabyte 4S. So the pre-ordering starts this Friday the 14th, and shipping won't happen until September 21st. So that's a week after pre-order. It's going to be available for the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, Australia, Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore, and then 20 more countries the next month. iPhone 4S, iPhone 4, 3GS, new iPad, iPad 2, iPod Touch are all getting iOS 6, which drops at September 19th. So that's a week from now. So then they went on to talk about new updates to iTunes and the App Store. iTunes is going to have a whole new interface, edge-to-edge design, and the App Store is going to be updated. So Facebook integration, all that stuff. iCloud is not going to be integrated with iTunes, and it won't release until October. So not that much attention was drawn into the new versions of iTunes in the App Store. So finally, well, not finally, but they finally started talking about the new iPods. So first we're going to talk about the iPod Nano 7th generation, which the current gen model has the little tiny 2" by 2" display. I think it's 2" by 2" display. But they changed it to where it's super tiny and has a wider screen than before. So, and it kind of looks like the iPod Nano before, but has a much bigger screen. Even has a little tiny home button. It's 5.4 millimeters thick, 38% thinner than the last Nano. So that's pretty thin. 2.5-inch display on a Nano. That's multi-touch. So it's pretty much like a mini iPod Touch. I got mail. 7 colors: aluminum, black, purple, green, blue, yellow, and red. Yeah, 7 colors. There's gonna be FM radio with DVR functionality, so pausing and rewinding. You can look at photos and videos too, so now you can look at videos, unlike you had to. Blah. I'm messing up. I'm not gonna edit this out, so I'm trying to do this as I can. But you can view videos now, unlike the previous generation, because you can't really see nothing on that little tiny screen. Has Bluetooth, and the iPod Nano 16GB, or the starting price will be $149. So they finally talked about the iPod Touch 5th generation. It's 5th generation now, not the 6th generation as most people will think. It's only 6.1 millimeters thick, 88 grams in weight. Looks to offer similar styling as before, but slightly more squared back. So can't really explain because I don't really have it. It's aluminum on the back with a brush finish, so no more, the chrome getting scratched up. 4-inch display as the new iPhone 5, and what else? Has the A5 chip processor and not the A6 like the one the iPhone 5 has. So it still has the A5 chip processor, but it has 7 times faster graphics. Up to 40 hours of music playback on the Touch, 8 hours of video, slightly increased over the 4th generation iPod Touch, slightly. Has a new camera now, is a 5-megapixel camera, and from what it looks to have is a flash. So I don't think they covered that up, but I believe it has flash now. Also, there's a mystery button at the bottom, and that's just for like a strap, just to for safety measures in case somebody tries to steal your phone off your hand. You have your strap to prevent that. 1080p video recording, image stabilization, and you can use iMovie right on there. So that's pretty cool. And it'll also have the 720p camera and not the VGA resolution one. So both the iPod Touch 5th generation and the iPhone 5 will have the 720p camera for FaceTime HD. But there's no 4G LTE, as if there ever was in the last generation. It's still Wi-Fi only. Siri will be supported on the new iPod Touch, finally. And it will support in 5 colors, which is new: raw aluminum, black, blue, yellow, and red. Even the bracelets match with their color. The pricings, that's going to be different now. So the 5th generation iPod Touch will start with 32GB for $299 or 64GB for $399. Now the 4th generation iPod Touch will start around 16GB for only $199, and the 32GB model will only start at $249. So yeah. And finally, they talked about the iPod Shuffle. Nothing new. I think they only announced like new colors or something, but I can't be certain about that. And the price is pretty much $49. So, and all these new iPods will release on October I'm not sure when in October. I think I want to say 14th, but I'm not too sure. I gotta go double check about that. I'll put it in the annotation. Sorry about that. And finally, the earphones. People complain about the earphones not being comfortable at all, trash and all that stuff. So they finally updated the new earphone, which they said was in 3-year production or in process. And so they're gonna call it the earbuds. That's the name. And it's pretty much the speaker is directed to your ear canals, as I said. And I think it's available now. Or yeah, and it's gonna come with all the new devices that I just pretty much talked about: iPod Touch, iPod Nano, iPod Shuffle, iPhone, and so on. But that's about it, guys. I really ran through a lot. I'll copy and paste all these notes that I copied down from or jotted down from the media event. But yeah, guys, what are you gonna get? For me, I'm probably gonna stick with AT&T and get the new iPhone 5. I'll probably have to pay like $500 because I'm still under contract. And I'll probably get the Nano just for running. And the last thing I'll get is probably the iPod Touch 32GB because I'm going to do a giveaway for that, guys. I want to do a giveaway, which I'll talk about in another video, but right now this video is focused on the coverage of the media event. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think you're going to get any of these new devices? Are you disappointed about the new iPhone 5? So forth. Just let me know. And yeah, guys, Tech Newbie, and take care, guys. See ya.